All right, hello and welcome everybody back to the stream. I'm your CFI. I hope everyone's doing well today. As you can see, we got some cameras going. I have the brand new Moza AY210 force feedback yoke that you guys can see on the bottom right corner of your screen, and if you're watching the vertical stream, you got it in the bottom. And then on the left-hand side of your screen of the horizontal, you have our Honeycomb Bravo with our throttle prop mixture. And you'll also get this on the vertical stream as well in the bottom right corner. Thank you guys for all for watching. I know it's a very early stream, so I don't really expect too many people to jump in, but hopefully some people watch it after. I just kind of the only time I really have to fit this stream in today and the next day as well. Possibility of doing one tomorrow night. But we're going to be in the Piper Aerostar by A2A. I purchased this airplane, and if you don't know anything about the Piper Aerostar, it's basically like a twin piston engine airplane. It's pretty much easy as it gets. A little bit about it. I think I had a bit of a write-up on it. Oh, maybe it went away. Well, anyways, it's an early access. I'll read you from the description. It's fully flyable Aerostar with AccuSim features, which is A2A's like their own simulation software that they've developed, and it's very, very good. I love A2A airplanes. I've been using them ever since FSX with the Constellation, and I really hope they bring that one back. But it has a full walk-around feature as well. And the cool thing about A2A airplanes, and I'm pretty sure this one does it as well, at least it probably will in the future, is it has a living, breathing aspect to the airplane, which means if your airplane has been parked overnight, and let's say it was a little cold outside and you forgot to put the engine block heater the night before, even with your computer turned off, you turn on your computer the next day to go fly your Piper, and the engine won't start because the oil's way too cold. So you'll have to heat up the oil again, heat the engines up, and then try again. So there's a living, breathing aspect to stuff. If you break the gear, if you do anything, you can actually see what you've done to the airplane over the miles you've put on it on the walk around. Through the walk around, you'll actually see things decay, like the oil quantity slash the oil the word I'm looking for here, quality, your fuel drain on the walk around, all sorts of cool stuff like that. So it's a really, really cool system that A2A has going for them, and I really hope that they bring their Cessna back, because they did have a 172 a long time ago for FSX, and we don't really have a good Cessna. So I would like one of those. I think it's only about $50, so 100% worth the price, and it is on early access right now as well. Where did my screen go? There we go. Lastly, I want to say thank you to PU Air Korea. PU Air Korea is still as a partner of the channel, and they've just given us a exclusive discount code for anything on the PU Air Korea website. Anything you want to buy, it's 10% off with the code PUA10 YourSimCFI, and it'll be in the description down below. Without further ado, because I got a friend coming over soon here, we're going to get this thing started, and we're going to do a very little quick flight with the Moza Yoke over to Page Airport, KPGA, I believe. I was going to do this initially on VATSIM, but there's no one really on or doing anything, so I'll just turn it off, and we'll fly, just do some VFR flying. Dominic, hey, welcome to the chat, my friend. Hope you're doing well. How's that PC coming? Hopefully you get your graphics card sooner than 2 weeks. I'll take you around here, though, very quickly. This is the Piper Aerostar. And it's a really, it's not the most beautiful looking airplane, like physically, but the model that has been done is very, very good. I believe there's actually an update done to this airplane. I haven't done it yet. I just started streaming, and I'll update it later. So we will be flying this over to KPGA. A lot of power, gets very quick. A single engine performance isn't the greatest. I did test it, but you know, could be worse. And we'll jump on in. We're going to be using Tobii eye tracker as well once we get going. Tobii eye tracker, if you guys would like to purchase one, there's a discount code down below for you that saves you 5% as well, with my link and code down there. My office wheels here so I can use the yoke without slipping, sliding everywhere. This is the inside. It's a 6-seater. I believe the vents, oh, the vents don't work. Oh yeah, you can click stuff over there. Pretty basic airplane. I mean, it's your typical twin. If you've flown a Seminole or something like that, real world experience with the Seminole or any twin, it's the same thing. You'll figure it out, or in the sim as well. So we'll go ahead and close the door, which put down to do that. And basically we're going to start with the battery. Got the left and right alternators. Make sure the parking brake is on. We'll turn the fuel pumps to on. Left wing and right wing. Go ahead and throw the... so if it might be a hot start because I've already used it, but we'll put the mixtures to full rich, and we'll give her a crank here. Throw the magnetos to start. And a little bit of left throttle. Yeah, the parking brake doesn't work. I've been having this in 2024 where my parking brake doesn't work in any other airplane anymore. But our engine's up and running. We're going to go ahead and bring this to about 1,000 RPM. Awesome. And we'll start the next one. So we'll get the right throttle. A little bit of throttle there and it gets going. We'll reduce that back to 1,000 RPM. Now, I haven't flown a twin piston airplane in like 4 years in real life, so I'm going to be going based off memory and memory alone, and I'm sure we'll be just okay. All set up, just waiting for the GPU. Next week, better too, since it's my last week of work. Okay, nice. You'll get to enjoy it a little bit. I thank you for everybody who watching on the vertical and horizontal stream. Really appreciate you guys sticking around, and a very big thank you for 7,000 subscribers. We're already up to 7,160, which is kind of insane, so I really appreciate that. You can see the Moza yoke shaking. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just gently vibrating. I've made my own profile for this airplane. I have a profile on the 172, the Aerostar, the RJ, and the King Air. My buddy who's a King Air captain came over and made a profile for me. Help me make it. So we got a King Air good one, and you guys are free to download that online. Nav beacon should have been on before I started those engines so well. And we'll make sure the compass, it says about 030, so we're gonna go ahead and right click that, and we're gonna move this to 030. There we go. So that's all making sense. And here, just as a reference, we're going to have KPGA. KPGA page. We're going to turn off our keyboard, and we'll just press enter, enter, just for a direct. While that kind of boots on up. I didn't mean to do that. It's a problem with clicking around. All right. There we go. Everything's pretty much good to go. I'm gonna hit B for my altimeter because can't be bothered to set it or find out what it is. And that's it. We're gonna release the brakes. We're gonna taxi. We're gonna be using, let's see, whether it's 0 knot winds. So I'll just taxi down and we'll go off of 2-1. Give you guys an outside view here. The sounds are amazing as well. Let's go ahead and turn on Toby eye tracking. There we go. Let's go ahead and reset it. So now with Toby, if I move my head to the left, it looks left. If I go to the right, it looks right. And so on. Oh, I think I put it to steering, A2A. Huh. I thought I could steer. There's a nose wheel steering thing here. Oh, yeah, we're not going to do that. Let's go ahead and use the tablet. We'll put it back to the pedals. But there we go. Turn that off. And you would do a run up. I can kind of simulate one of those from memory. I honestly forget, but you'd want to face yourself into the wind so your engines are getting a headwind. We'll do it right here. And basically you'll just be checking that everything is going according to plan. So let's go ahead and turn our Tobii eye tracker off again. And so down here, we're going to go ahead and set up, we're going to bring up our power. Make sure it's full rich and the props are already good. We're going to bring it up to 2000, I believe is what we use in the Seminole at least. And first of all, the brakes are holding. Let me go ahead and put my Bose headset on here. There we go. Now you can hear a bit better. Sounds are amazing though. All right, we're going to test our left engine magneto. So we have 2 magnetos per engine. So we'll go left-hand side. You'll see a drop. It's actually a pretty significant drop. That was 300 RPM we just lost. So what I'm going to do on that left engine, I'm going to pull the mixture back a little bit. And we're going to run it rough. You're going to hear it chug in a second. Hear it chugging? RPM is dropping, RPM is dropping, RPM is dropping. A little bit more, don't want that much. And what we're doing is we're getting the engine very, very hot. And we're going to burn off if there's any contaminants. I'm going to burn it off, and hopefully the magneto next time we drop it will be a much nicer, should only be about 150 drop, shouldn't be a 300 drop. So I'll keep it like this for a bit. All right, let's go ahead and go back to full rich. Let's go back to both. So 2000 RPM. It is also a very high density airport. So we'll go back to left. A bit better. I got 250. So we burned off a little bit. Back to both. Recovers itself. We'll go to right. I actually don't know what the limitation is for this airplane. Oh, you can hear the sputtering? Hear that? Let's go do the same thing. Look at that. As I reduce mixture, I actually got an increase in RPM. And that's just because we're such a high altitude right now that the fuel to air mixture, as I lean it, becomes better. Because we're so high that the air is thinner. So we can't be pumping in that much fuel. Yeah, the right mag definitely would need to get serviced there. I wouldn't really like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and do the right engine. See, the right engine's much nicer. Only 100 RPM difference. So I would definitely go have a... let's not do that. Keep double clicking. I would definitely go have a maintenance guy check that out. And with the iPad, let's go ahead and reduce our thrust or power. You can actually do a full maintenance thing here if you would like to. Watch the plane, inspect the plane. Everything looks like it's okay. You can overhaul the airframe. You can overhaul everything. You can make it a used airplane. All sorts of stuff you can do with that. So it's a really cool airplane. For 50 bucks, you get a lot for your money. Let's go back to 2000 RPM. No sim sound for you? Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. I'm so sorry about that. Well, let me go do it again. Should have checked the comments earlier. I'll do it again for you. So this is without the headset on. Beautiful sounds, and I'll go put the headset back on. So there's 2000 RPM. We'll go ahead and left side. This is what happens when you rush a stream, because I got a buddy coming over and I just wanted to fit a stream in. So left only does 100 now. It's pretty good. Back to both. See if it does it again. Hear it? You hear that there? Let's see if we can try to fix that. We'll bring the mixture back. It didn't lose all that much RPM, but You can see when we tested the left RPM, or the left mag, it only dropped 100 now, so that's better. We're gonna run it like this for a little bit. And if I knew where the EGT gauge is, oh, EGT right there. You can see how much cleaner it gets once you put on both. So there's definitely something going on with that right magneto. It's okay, we'll keep going. Anyways, then we would check our props. So we'll take our left-hand prop, and we're gonna, I forget what to check. There's 3 things to check. You obviously want to check the manifold, the RPM, and I think it was the fuel pressure, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think we have that in this airplane. So we'll call it oil pressure, I guess. Let's go ahead and we're going to cycle this. We'll watch the RPM first. Is it mapped? That is mapped. That works. We'll watch the manifold. The manifold should rise as it goes to the ambient pressure outside. And the last one will be the oil pressure, but I think it's a little different than the Seminole, so I don't really know to check for that, to be honest with you guys. Right there. And then you do the same for the right engine. Ah, there's the fuel flow. I think it was, I swear it was fuel pressure. That one's increase. But everything's working the way, and you do it a 3rd time. You'd read, obviously, your checklist. Probably has it in the actual iPad. So we can check that in a second. Maybe check the mixture. See a rise in RPM as I lean it out. That's because we're at a higher elevation, as I mentioned, so the air is thinner. So the less fuel, full rich is too much fuel for the amount of air we have right now outside. That works. And we'll check idle. Notice as I idle, the Moza yoke comes alive and starts vibrating a lot. It's because the engines aren't, the timing isn't right. So that all works. The engines don't shut off. I'll go back to 1000 RPM. I've been flying the WB Sim 172, which is plug fouling simulation, so I learned to lean for taxi. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little thing to do. I didn't know actually WB had that. That's pretty sweet. Thank you, by the way, Mathis and Scott, for telling me that the sounds doesn't work. I really appreciate you that. And I appreciate all you guys stopping in and watching. But anyways, if you ever want to do it via the books, there is a checklist in here somewhere. I'm pretty sure, at least. Let's move up here. You can check all that. Tells you your version number, so we're out of date. Flight planner, check settings, more apps. I swear there was a checklist in here. If it isn't, then I've checklist. There you go. Maybe you have to put your own checklist in. Anyways, we'll keep going. We'll call it all good. So go ahead and throw our I don't have a tax light, but that's fine. Go ahead and line up. And then if you do find something wrong, what you can do is go to that iPad and press overhaul all. So you go here. I find in simulations with like fouling plugs and all that kind of stuff, it's way too sensitive. It takes a lot to foul plug in real life. But you just press overhaul all. Everything kind of turns off for a second and comes back on. And everything works. Alright, well, we clear right. We're going to clear left. Let me put Toby eye tracker back on. Awesome. And what we're going to do is we're going to, because we're so high in elevation, we're going to line up. We're going to set about 2000 RPM. We're going to lean our mixture for a good setting. I don't know why I'm using my mouse. Habit. We can look to the left with Toby eye tracker. Brakes are a bit sensitive. Crazy, welcome. There was a checklist tab under the flight info on the Comanche. Yeah, I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Thank you for commenting and watching. Line up, we'll go ahead and throw up 2,000 on the RPM. And then I'm just gonna keep leaning and watch that RPM gauge on the right side right here. We don't want that. Let's see if I go full rich. See how the RPM, if I go full rich, we're actually not extracting as much power. So we'll go about there is good. And if you guys are ready to roll, we're gonna get going. We're gonna be doing a left turnout. We'll go flaps to medium there, or whatever maneuvering. I don't know what they would use, but let's go ahead and get going. Brakes released. The rudders are a bit sensitive. Be nice and slow and gentle at these high elevation airports. We're gonna go ahead and grab the gear up. And I should mention, this is not how to fly this airplane like, you know, real world. But we'll get it in the air and get it down. I'm sure there's much I've missed. I don't know numbers. I'm just using rough seminal speeds for everything. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go flaps up. And we're gonna go 25 squared if I can manage it. So we're gonna bring our prop RPM down to 25, which is on the right hand side here. And then our manifold doesn't even reach it, so that's fine. And again, that's just because it's so hot and so high elevation that we just can't extract all the power out of it. And then basically we're going to do a 180 and turn back towards the Grand Canyon here. Yeah, the fouling is probably too aggressive, but I'm guessing it's one of those things where it would happen so rarely most people would never get to experience it. Yeah, I've had it maybe twice in about 500 hours of Cessna time. It doesn't happen all too much. As long as everybody leans on taxi, then it's not really a problem. And even if you don't lean on taxi, like you, for the like 5 to probably 6 flights, depending on the engine, you won't really see anything. But in the sim, as soon as you like don't lean once, you're done. Sorry, I was texting on my phone. So what we're doing is, it's kind of known as a overhead departure, where I'm going to be flying overhead my airport again. And then we're going to pick up the track towards Page Airport. And I have a GPS, but the reason you would do an overhead departure if you needed to, I'm going to turn Toby off right now. The reason you'd have to, or would want to do a overhead departure is if there's very little landmarks around, you can use your airport you took off from as your first waypoint and then set course from there, if that makes sense. But obviously with the GPS, you could just follow the GPS, so. Do you have the Moza for feedback for a side stick? I have been looking at for a possible purchase. How's their software? So I don't have their side stick. I've heard very good things about it. What I would suggest is wait for the AB6 that'll be coming out shortly, because it's much smaller than the AB9 and it has all the power that you're actually gonna need anyways. So that's what I would suggest. I've heard a lot of good things about the AB9 though. Not only as a flight joystick, but also as a shifter as well. But the software is it is new software, so it's a little clunky. It has a lot of features in it, but there's not that many ways that people explain it. So maybe I'll make a video on how I made all my profiles. Let's go ahead and bring this back to 23. Bring that leaned a little bit more. I don't know if you can see or hear, but this yoke is shaking as well. Just I have a bit of a shake I put on because of the props. What I don't like, and this is not an A2A thing, this is an every airplane thing, is this GPS always resets. Like I want the data fields on, distance track, like I want all that stuff on, and it always turns itself off in every airplane. But we are on our way. CST Gaming, hey, welcome. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I saw a bit of your stream yesterday. I was on a I was at work doing a last day of a 4-day. I caught it between delays. Hope everything's good. By the way, guys, if you don't know who CST Gaming is, he has a lot of videos and streams as well. He actually helped me on setting the software up for this. So if you have any, if you want to see like an unboxing of this yoke or a setup of the yoke, CST Gaming on his video, yeah, it goes through all that. I'll give you guys a bit of an outside view. This airplane with this yoke is very fun to fly. Anything GA is really cool with this yoke. Like the airliners are all cool and all that stuff, but with an airliner we have all hydraulic pressure, so you don't get too much feedback. You get a little bit from the aileron, but not much from the elevator. But with the GA stuff, you feel everything, and you can tailor the software to make it feel the way you think it should feel, or the way you've experienced it to feel. You can tailor the software to what you like, and I have about 4 profiles that if you do on the Moza yoke, you can just go on their profiles and search your sim CFI, and it should pop up. I titled them all with my name in it, so you guys can look them up. I have a Cessna 172, the Aerostar one, which I'm still tweaking, a CRJ, which I'm very much still tweaking, but it's kind of getting there, and a King Air. My buddy who's a King Air captain came over, and I said, hey, does this feel good to you? And he's like, oh, you should, do this. So we kind of tailor-made a King Air profile for this yoke as well. What I'm going to do now, actually, is I'm going to go in the software and just make the control a little bit stronger, a little bit tighter. There we go. It's kind of more what I think this would be, but I'm not sure. Yeah, no worries, CST, every time, always. Amir, welcome. Hey, I just got the yoke and I'm enjoying it, but where can I download your profiles? If you go, let me show you guys here. Let me go ahead and go. I'll get all level again, and we're gonna go on autopilot. So let's climb up. This thing is really fast, by the way, for a twin engine prop. We're at 180, just under 180 knots. That's very good. And that's cruise power. Like, we're just chilling. All right, so let's go ahead and use the autopilot. We'll kind of level off around there. We're going to go ahead and make sure the heading indicators match with where we're going, just so that it doesn't do anything. Autopilot on. I'm going to come down here. Let's turn the autopilot trim on, or auto trim on. We want autopilot on, altitude, and heading. And we got autopilot on, heading, altitude mode. Actually, you know what I can do is I'm going to go over here and press direct enter. And we're going to go to nav mode, and we have it set to GPS, so it's going to follow it's basically LNAV is what I've just told it to do in simple terms. Anyways, let me go ahead and bring that software up. And you guys will be able to see what I'm talking about. Sorry, in the vertical stream you won't see it, but on the horizontal stream you guys will see it there. But basically, let me go ahead and save my new profile. Basically what I've done, or where to get my profiles, is you go to this little 3 little hamburger menu thing. Just search, either put your sim CFI, probably even your sim will bring them up, or you can just search by Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And you should find mine. So I have one for the RJ, which is a again, work in progress, but it's not bad. It's actually pretty decent. I just have to get the yoke to center itself a bit more, which has been the hardest part for me. Let's try to get that to work. The 172 profile, the Aerostar profile, which I'm editing as we're speaking. I don't know why I have two RJ profiles, but I think the one that says 737-800 was the best one, but I'll probably be making a new one of those. And then my buddy Prince came over, who's a King Air captain, and I made a King Air thing from as well. So that's where you download it. Yeah, it is pretty cool, Mathis. That's pretty sweet. Look at those graphics. That looks awesome. We're using Auto FS, what is it called? Auto FPS, by the way, guys, as well, because I can't run this game without it, apparently, with a 4080. Yeah, Mathis, yeah, for Dead Reckoning. Vero, ooh, that Aerostar looks nice. I've been liking the A2A's Comanche quite a bit, impressed by their modules. A2A is absolutely amazing. For general aviation, A2A is the way. There really isn't anybody that beats it, in my opinion. They have their own external software, their own maintenance program, their own walk around, which I didn't even show you because I didn't have. Well, I thought I didn't have time, but my buddy is coming over an hour later, so I did have time to show you the walk around. It's a living, breathing airplane where things that happen on your flight, if you run the engine too rough or whatever, will start to affect your airplane over time. I think there's a video out there, if you go watch some of their older promotional stuff, where they're modeling the individual like gyroscopes behind the artificial horizon to make it do what it does. They're modeling oil coming out of the sump, going in, like into all the tubes. They're doing all of that through the simulation, which is incredible, and it's just amazing. So, like, we have this airplane pretty nicely tuned out here. I wish I knew what the flashing 6 and 2 is. That's EGT peak temp, I think is what it's talking about. Let's see, we're doing 16 gallons an hour. There's no loss in power. All right, we gained about a gallon an hour. We'll stop it around there. I tried auto FPS. My sim runs better with the native dynamic settings. Yeah, I don't. I tried dynamic, but it looks like everything gets kind of blurry. But that's just for me. But anything that works. I had to download the beta version of Auto FPS as well because I don't think it likes the. Well, that looks awesome. That's like a beautiful picture right there. Look at the shadow. But I don't think the Auto FPS likes the beta build of Microsoft unless you're running the beta build of Auto FPS. I actually went here this year. I went to Arizona. I went to Vegas, but we took a bus ride to the Grand Canyon, and got to see this. It's much cooler in person. I'll tell you that much. Let's go ahead and do some river running. Let's get a bit more interesting here. We'll go Autopilot disengaged, and we'll go ahead and turn the switch off. Oh, that's not the right one. We'll turn the switch off. Turn the auto trim off, and let's go ahead and get pretty slow. And obviously, do not do this in real life unless you're trained and allowed to, but we're going to get a little bit more entertaining. That's the gear warning horn because I've reduced my thrust past a certain point, and it will trigger saying, hey, you don't have your gear down, which is actually a nice feature. That may be my issue. Maybe I'll try beta for... Yeah, you could try it out. For me, it works quite well. I just find the dynamic settings are they kind of blur everything like outside, and things are, you can see things loading, which happens a little bit in Auto FPS, but not as much. So we're just descending in the green arc. I'm not used to such a slow speed limitation, so Gotta give me a second. But I'm gonna get down nice in this valley, which again is not advisable to do, especially if you lose an engine down there. But in Microsoft, I want to kind of see the views. No worries, Amir. This would be awesome to do like a Hornet or a Viper or Tomcat, bring it through the valley here. That has to probably be pretty trippy. Just look straight down in that. Just hoping your engine doesn't fail. Like if I were to show you guys, let's say you're doing this rear world and you actually lost your engine, we'll just kind of pretend and we'll say it's idle. We actually have a lot of power still going up here. But to get out of this valley with a single engine with this high density altitude wouldn't be a fun day. I am cranking a lot of power or speed right now, but we've been continuously descending to maintain that. So there we have, we'll say we have a single engine, our left has failed, we'll say. So mixture, or what is it? Mixture, prop, throttle. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. Now, we actually kind of got lucky with the giant clearing that's happening. But you can see with a single engine to climb out, adding more right rudder to center the ball, you would not want to be put in this position. Especially if there was a wall in front of me. Luckily, I came out to the end of the valley, but we're going to go ahead and bring our engine back. We're going to save it, the other one here. Let's bring up the other one. Gonna cancel out that rudder nice and smoothly. And we'll bring this back to about 2300 on the RPM. And we'll go ahead and lean it. Yeah, so you would not want to be caught with that single engine down here. Yeah, you would feather the bad engine in real life, but I'm gonna bring it back. So it'd be mixture, prop, throttle, flaps and gears are up, identify and verify the dead engine, which is a dead foot dead engine. So I was using right rudder pedal on that, which means my left foot's not doing anything. That's the dead foot. So my left foot, or my left engine was failed. And it would be mixture, prop, throttle, flaps, gears up, and then it'd be And I would also go ahead and verify each one. So left throttle, left prop, left mixture. Don't just go like, you know, quickly. But with two engines, not a problem. But yeah, high density altitude in those valleys, if you lose a single, or if you're down to a single engine and your airplane's meant to have two, it's going to be a bad day in these props. CRJ or any of those airplanes won't have a problem with that for the most part. But this would. Alright, we'll continue climbing on up. We'll do 23 squared, which is what we used in the Seminole back when I flew it for a climb. 23 on the prop. And she climbs away nicely. Yeah, a ton of power with both engines. Not too much power with one engine. And if you guys don't know what feathering means as well, what Vero brought up, you can let me know and I can tell you what it means. Well, I guess I can tell you what it means anyways. But instead of the propeller blade stopping like this and making a wall, you feather the engine in with oil pressure while it's still spinning. The blades would do that and face into the airstream, and it cut the airstream at or airflow at a much better, less reduced drag pace than a 3 props like this, like making a wall. So that create a lot less drag for you. You'd probably get another 200 to 300 RPM out of it, or 200 to 300 feet per minute. Page is coming on up soon. But this airplane, I mean, it hand flies amazingly as well. And there's not too much adverse yaw. But what I'm doing right now is called turns on a point. So let's say we pick a point ahead. Let's pick this ridge right here. I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'll pick that ridge right there, and what I would use to train or teach students, and it was taught to me as well, is you should in every airplane, unless it has fly-by-wire, even the CRJ, but if you're going to be rolling left, you also have left rudder, and I can show you guys why we do that in a second. We'll get slow here. Gonna hear that beeping going on. Put it just above to silence that. We're gonna start nosing up to hold altitude here. And we're going to put 1 notch of flaps down. We're going to add a bit more thrust. A lot of trim. And let me go outside. I'll go right to the back of the airplane here. And you see if I just enter a roll, I want you to watch where the nose goes. You can kind of see it sticks to the right-hand side of the turn there. And the nose kind of gets not brought along, where is if I and see how it kind of sways. But if I use rudder, I'll get a nice view. If I use rudder here, left for left, right? So what I used to teach to kind of get your hands and feet moving alongside with you is turns on a point. Now we kind of pass over our point, but we do these turns like this, and the goal is to stay completely straight. So if we pick a point, let's add a little bit more power. We'll say, I don't know, that point right over there. I don't want to see the nose list from left to right. I want to keep that nose pointed right on the spot. Now the rudder, I'm not really too used to the sensitivity here, but I would kind of do these turns, and it's easier in real life to do. Versus if I don't use any rudder, it would look like this. See how the nose gets all kind of thrown away? That's all adverse yaw caused by the aileron. So this is without rudder. This is with rudder. See my nose stays centered on that point a lot more? So I would kind of teach those, and then get your hands and feet moving. Go and retract the flaps. That's a good little muscle move to get your feet and hands moving together. And if you're ever in a brand new airplane, you can kind of do that one just to kind of get used to it. Flew out of the canyon once with a 145 horsepower Cessna took off. It just gave up climbing. Had to find thermal to get altitude so we can cross the canyon court. Yeah, see, that's not a fun place to be. Not at all. We're coming up on Page Airport. I think I can actually see it in the distance here shortly. There's the city coming up. I think losing one on a light twin would be a quick way to find several new... Yeah. I'd rather honestly have a single engine airplane than have a twin on a single engine in one of those valleys. A twin on a single just doesn't work well. Just not meant for it. Next time when we do this, again, when I have a bit more time, I might do a Niagara Falls tour. Hopefully a bit later in the day. I know it's really early for everybody. And we can go check out some Niagara Falls scenic views. See how it is in 2024. I'm gonna check the weather here in Page Airport. It's probably same as where we left. It's 110 at 3 knots, so wind's calm, and obviously it's VFR outside. I just wanted to see what the wind was, to be honest with you. Alright, well, we got 7 miles to go, which is about 2 minutes. The elevation of the airport. Let's see if I can find one here. 4,002, we're at 7. We got to lose 3,000 feet, 2 minutes. Okay, so let's start heading down now. I'll do about 1,500 a minute. I'll just have to lose 2,000 feet, because we'll be 1,000 above. The graphics in 24 make me want to upgrade 2020, but I'm waiting for the sale. Yeah, honestly, 24 has kind of become my main sim. That's more due to CST gaming as well. Been using it for about a month or 2 now, maybe 3. It runs fine. There's some airplanes that don't work well with it, like in the beta build of the sim in beta build 3, the CRJ does not like it. So I'm having to either go back to 2020 to fly it, or I'm having to go to the old version of 24. Don't see the airport just yet, guys. Oh wait, there it is. So we'll just join mid-left downwind for runway 15. The wind is calm, so it's up to us. And we're going to go down to 5,200 feet, which we're coming up on. We've got 300 feet to go. Yep, this yoke's getting really heavy now. I need a lot of pressure to hold it, so I'm going to start trimming that nose up. A little bit more to lose, tiny bit. Oh, look at that! Hey, I was there. I was just here in May. I did not know they had an airport here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn overhead the field. Do probably a better job than that. I'll go ahead and throw a gear down in the mid downwind just so I can make sure they work before I get on a more busy state. No one's on the crosswind or turning downwind at all. No one's on downwind. There's no traffic at all. Get myself 1 notch at the flap there as well. And I'm going to turn on Tobii eye tracker. Yeah, guys, if you want to pick up anything, in the description has all my discount codes. So if you want Tobii eye tracker, you can save 5%. If you want to buy anything on Contrail Web Shop, you can save 10% with my code down below. I got codes for ProDAS Sim, which I'm not using any of their throttles today, and a new code for PU Air Korea for anything on their website, including their FMS. 10% off for that as well. It's pretty good right there. And we'll do our gums check, which is gas, undercarriage. We got 3 green. Make sure prop will go full. Actually, we're pretty high in elevation. We'll keep it a little bit lean. was like, what's that ringing? And my alarm's going off. Probably shouldn't have had the flap out this long, but I don't know, whatever. I find this airplane likes to approach at sea level around 90, so I might kick it up 10 knots or so, just because of the elevation, but yeah, we'll probably do 90s as well. Oh, I kind of made that one giant turn, didn't I? Let's kind of go more over here. Wasn't doing my job properly. We're gonna go flat full. We're a little high, that's okay. It's easy to lose height in these small G airplanes. You can even forward slip or side slip, or you do a slipping turn or whatever you want to do to make these work for you. I think I have to reduce the amount of pressure on the yoke in the pitch. It's a bit much. It feels good in cruise, but it doesn't feel good here. I think there's a dynamic pressure I can adjust. A little bit more power. Huge runway for this airplane, at least. Eyes to the end, start reducing my power, and hold it off, hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. Nice. Keep that nose in the air as much as we can. Don't need to cook up the brakes if we don't need to, and we'll start adding our brakes. Yeah, I gotta fix my rudder. It's a little sensitive on the ground. We'll turn Toby off. I said off. 2024, the Toby just likes to turn itself back on. Alright, we'll exit Alpha 3. Go flaps all the way up. Yoke is nice. It's just shaking a little bit because the engine timings are at idle, so the engines are running a tiny bit rough. There's absolutely no traffic, so we're just gonna clear off to the right. We'll go bring our flaps up. That's it. I didn't really record it, but that's all I really got for you guys. Just gonna be a very quick little stream. The only one I can really throw in for the time being, as I'm gonna get pretty busy later today and probably tomorrow as well. But we'll just pull into the parking. Maybe I'll show you a quick walk around that the thing can do, a feature on that, and then we're gonna call it there. Just gonna park in here, whatever. There's the brakes. You hear that squeaking a little bit? Beautiful airplane though. Not looking, but beautiful modeling. And it's usually not good in these small little airplanes to do differential thrust taxing, just because usually the gear just can't take the side load, is what I was told. I don't know if that's true. That's what I was told when I was doing my training a long time ago on these type of twins. Go ahead and come to a stop. Go and turn the master, turn Toby back off. Avionics master is turned off. Toby off, please. And we'll go ahead and cut the mixture. Go props back to full forward. Thrust can be reduced to idle. Our mags can be turned off. Our fuel can be turned off. And we'll get the nav, beacon light off, and alternators and battery. You can hear it wind down, that little battery whine. So here's a question, here's a trivia question for you guys. The engines are all off. You can see you're not moving. Why did my manifold pressure, why is it showing a high setting right now? There's a trivia question for you. But anyways, let's go ahead and show you the walk around. I think this is how you access it. Let me turn these cameras off a little bit here. Stand by. Turn that off, turn that off. So I've never done one of these in the Aerostar, but I assume, see if I can walk up. Can I just start yeah, you can just start clicking stuff, which is kind of cool. So basically, I don't know what the correct procedure walk around is for an Aerostar, but I'm sure they start, usually most walk arounds start on the left side, like even on the RJ, start on the left hand side, then we work our way around. But if it's like the Cessna, you're able to take out the oil and do all that kind of cool stuff. Put the chocks in on that side. But this isn't early access, so I'm either doing it wrong. Oh wait, there's fuel right here. Oop. Can't really see. I need like a jump button. Because I can't see in there. Yeah, that was fuel. There's aft gas as well. You can see it's blue. That's the color of Aviation Hunter low lead fuel. You can open the door. You can, some bags spawn. You can see the tail getting weighed down as I throw in bags. Let me go and wait. Open, 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 and tell you to close. Watch the nose get, or the tail get heavier. Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's a pretty decently sized airplane. It's not big, but it's definitely not small either. Yeah, I'm really supposed to check rudders on twins because they're connected to the nose wheel usually. Anyways, I'm sure someone else can give you a better explanation of it, but this is, you know, pretty cool little walk around feature. There's got to be a way to check the oil. There we go. Yeah, I'm just give you somewhere here. No, go back. All right. Well, I'd like the door to open. Maybe if I walk away, it'll reset. I'll go to the other wing. A2A is the best GA dev. Yeah, by far. I completely agree with you. There we go. So we're pulling out the oil. Don't know about this airplane, but usually you want, you know, on most Lycoming engine, I don't know what this is, but you want like 5 to 8 quarts. This is showing like 11, so it's tons of oil. You can see it's kind of a, unless this is a fuel, if this is a fuel checker, I'm starting to think this is a fuel check because there's no way that the oil would be blue colored. What does it say on the tin here? I like all the animations. Oh, close that. Does it say anything? No. See if anything below. Anything underneath here? We can check. Nope. Yeah, I mean usually the oil wouldn't be blue, so I'm starting to think that was just a fuel check. Anyways, I think you get the point. A lot of stuff you can do. You can dive into this airplane if you oh look, you can even go on this. But you can even go on this little step ladder here. A lot of things you can dive into in this airplane if you want to get super technical and super serious in your airplane. You can see when I think when I started this flight, I'm pretty sure there was no dirt or bugs. And look, as we've been flying, there's all these bug marks and all this crap that's adhered to the nose. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. I like that. This one doesn't have that little step ladder. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this very short little Aerostar flight. with the Moza Yoke. Again, all the discount codes are in the description, guys, if you want to save some money, and it does help out the channel as well. Be sure, if you like GA airplanes, be sure to pick up this airplane, because it's pretty good. For 50 bucks, you can't really get any better for general aviation. It's a ton of fun, and it's not too difficult either. If you're used to like the Comanche or those, you can just do it. It's just 2 engines instead of 1. There's just double the fun. Anyways, guys, I appreciate all you guys stopping in and everybody commenting. Sam real quick says, did you ever fly the Comanche in 2020? I did. I love the Comanche. I have it. I've flown from A2A. I have their Comanche for Microsoft Flight Sim. Obviously the Aerostar. I had their Piper Cherokee, their classic from FSX and P3D, their 172, and their Constellation. And they were all amazing. I really wish they'd bring the Constellation back, because I really missed that airplane. Oh, here's a test. You know what, guys? This is a dumb test, but let's go back to the flight deck here. I'll put the camera back on. Nope, this one here. So this is going to be a stupid test, but I assume there's some sort of control lock for this. I'd imagine somewhere, and I want to see if it locks the actual Moza Yoke. Don't know. It's usually in the airplane somewhere here that you can click, and it would do it. Parking brake. See, so that is the parking brake. It just doesn't work. All right. Pitot cover, headphones, vent, jacks. You can put it on jacks if you want to do that. Your electric, your lights, autopilot, auto start, cold and dark. I have gyro just turned on, gyro sounds turned on. Persistence. Realistic parking brake. So I think I have to do this. Full brake, pull, release, and it probably works. Yeah, you can change all this stuff. It's kind of incredible. I guess there's no control lock. I thought there would have been a control lock, or at least like a seatbelt, like in the Comanche. But anyways, maybe I click my belts. Seatbelt anywhere? Click that. Nope. Yeah, anyways, guys, thank you for watching.